Assalamu alaikum, everybody. This is Suleiman, and right now I'm actually going to show you a step-by-step tutorial of the new uh, version of the Submission app and all of its new features and how it works. So, God willing, we are going to launch the app. We'll say allow. Once, then it's going to ask us for notifications permission. I'm going to say allow. So now you can see I'm presented with a screen and it shows the prayer times for the 5 daily prayers: dawn, noon, afternoon, sunset, and nighttime. The reason why sunrise is there is because it's going to tell us that between dawn and sunrise we can do our dawn prayer, basically. And so we see we have a settings button on the right hand side. So if I click on that, it's going to show me a list of all the settings. And these are the settings that you will use. For example, every time it's time for dawn prayer, the app will recite the azan. And so if you turn it off, instead of the azan, you're going to hear a notification, like a beeping sound. And so if you leave it on, then you actually hear the azan as part of the notification. And then you have underneath that, you have the alarm. And basically what the alarm does is if your app is running in the foreground, the app will recite the azan and then the alarm will go off until you actually turn it off or you actually snooze it. So this is to turn off that alarm. But in order for that to work, I mean, it's really good for, waking you up for dawn prayer. If you leave it on at night, make sure you charge your phone while you leave it on at night. Otherwise, it might probably run out of battery. But if your app is running and you leave it in the foreground and you keep your phone charged, when it's time for the next prayer, it's going to sound the azan and then it's going to sound the alarm if the settings are turned on. And so that's for that. So I'm going to hit the close button on top and dismiss it. And then also one of the features that it has is on the left hand side, there's like a random icon. A button with a random icon, and when I click on that, it's going to show me a random verse. So this is for people who like to, open the Quran randomly to read verses. You just basically click on it, and it's going to show you a random verse from the Quran, and you can actually refresh it to change the verse and read that verse, or you can just hit OK to dismiss it. Alternatively, you can click on the go to button to actually go to that verse. So I'm just going to hit OK for now. And then you can see, at the bottom, it's showing the Hijri date and the Gregorian dates. And then, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to swipe to the right. And I'm going to go to the Zakat screen. And here you can enter, whatever your income that you're going to get as your whenever you get your paycheck, 2.5% of it goes into charity. So you just enter the amount here and you don't have to say multiply by 0.025 or anything. You just enter the amount and it just shows you the zakat. So it's a good feature, just to tell your obligatory charity, calculate it really fast. And the next thing is, you have this fasting screen, and basically what that does is based on your location, it will actually tell you the days of fasting and the night of destiny based on the lunar calendar and your location. And so if I click on any of these dates, it will actually take me to the next screen where it will show me, okay, what is the new moonrise time and what is the local sunset time, based on which, they did a comparison. The app will do a comparison and tell you when the date is going to be. So you'll get that information here based on your location and your local time. And the next thing you will see is similar to the Ramadan calendar. You have the Hajj calendar, and here you will see the dates of the start of Hajj and the last day of Hajj, which we know is about 4 months. And So this period, and you can see the start and the end, and similar to the other one for Ramadan, like you can actually see the moonrise time and the sunset time, which shows how these lunar months were calculated. And that's just good for you to make sure that you're fasting on the right day, and starting your Hajj on the right day, just to make sure. And then the next feature I would like to show is the compass. And then this is basically important when you need to do your contact prayer, salat, your 5 daily contact prayers. And so when we do our contact prayers, we have to face towards the Kaaba, also called the Qibla. And so basically this will give us the direction of the Qibla from anywhere in the world. So based on your location, will tell you which direction you actually have to face. So in my case, it's actually 96 degrees. And you can see that, when I hit 96 degrees, it turns green. And actually, if you're holding the phone in your hand, it will actually also vibrate. So this will be your indicator that you're facing the right direction, as well as it turning green. As you can see, and then also another feature is that you also have the map feature. So basically, with the map, the good thing is that you could actually tell based on looking at the map. I can zoom in or zoom out, and I can basically see that, from all the way from your location all the way to Mecca, you can see like the full circle, of the globe, and you can see how it's pointing to your location, why it's supposed to be, this way, why it's supposed to be in this direction, and you can see that it's in Mecca. It's pointing straight to Mecca. Now, you can notice for people in the United States, the direction of the Qibla is going to be the Middle East. It's going to be like southeast instead of northeast. And the reason for that is, as you can see from the map, if you're in the U.S., and you want to look at Mecca, it's actually supposed to be, in that direction. And the next thing that I like is also the satellite view. And basically, the satellite view is important. Let's say you're outside, or at a new location, and you want to find the location of the Qibla. But sometimes what happens is, you might have some magnetic interference, and you are not sure whether your device is calibrated correctly to show the right direction. So you can always look at the visual inside the map, because the map, even though the compass might be disoriented a little bit left or right, but the map will actually show the right location. So based on the relative points in that you see on the map, for example, in this case, I can see the road and the position of the homes. I can actually tell which way I'm exactly supposed to face. So let's say I'm in this location right now, and I zoom in, I can actually tell it's supposed to be, facing this way based on the walls of the house or the building. It's supposed to be slightly tilted towards this direction, and that way I'll know that the direction is correct. Or even if the whole thing is completely messed up, I can look at it based on the road and the trees, for example, which way I'm supposed to face, and that's never gonna give you the wrong result. So that's for the compass, basically. And then the next feature that we're going to look at is we're going to look at the reading section, and we have different books here. And so you can see here we have a sign-in button on top, which we can get into later. But basically, if you wanted to read certain material on the app and you wanted to remember, where you left off, or you wanted to, basically add bookmarks and stuff, you can actually sign in, and it will remember your preferences and remember your history based on your account settings on any device, which will be helpful if you want to continue reading on multiple devices. And then you have the list of, underneath that, you have a bookshelf with all the books. Now, some of these books are PDFs, and other books, which means they can be zoomed in, but they're actually just PDF files, so you can just browse through the PDFs and you can zoom in and zoom out. And then you have some other digital formatted files which open differently, and then the PDF, and then you have the Quran. So first up, we're going to go and open the Quran. Now, when you click on it, it's going to open the Quran, and you go to the proclamation and the introduction section of the Quran. Now you can browse through this content, and you can see one of the features here is that if you browse down, it's going to turn into full screen, and if you want to exit the full screen, you browse up, and it's going to exit the full screen mode, and you can use the different menu items. So I'm going to browse up, and you can see on the side you have the slider, and the slider basically also helps you navigate to different sections within the book. So let's say if I want to go to, let's say, Surah 75, I can slide down, or 77, and it says it's 77, I can just leave it and be on 77. And then at the bottom, you can see the number of times the word God is mentioned on the left-hand side, and the sum of the verses that add up where the number of times God is mentioned. And if you go to the end of the chapter, you can see that the whole end of the Quran and 114, you can see that this number will be a multiple of 19 on both of these numbers, which is part of the mathematical miracle. So this actually gives you a unique way to verify it. And then you have the menu here, and if you notice, I clicked on this hamburger icon, and I was able to see the menu, and you can see it has a list of all the chapters, for example. And if you scroll down more, you have the appendices, basically. So I'm going to click on one of the chapters, and let's say I go to number 68, and you can see I am able to read the Quran in 2 different languages. And here I have Arabic and English. And let's say I would like to switch it to a different language. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to say open settings, and it's going to show me the different settings. So currently I have Arabic and English, and I want to change, let's say, Arabic to let's say Arabic, or which one was it? Let's say, yeah, I have English. So instead of English, let's say I want to change it to Urdu. I click on Urdu, and now you can see that I can see the files in actually Urdu. Okay, so other features that are available is, you have the option to create bookmark and open a random verse. We already went to the random verse, and then you also have jump to surah and verse, where you enter the surah number, let's say 21 verse 5. I want to go there, and I say show verse. It's going to show me the verse. Then I can click here again and go to another verse, for example. Let's say 21:19, or let's say 31:19, let's say, right? Sure, it's going to show me 31:19. And then if I'm interested to go to that verse, I can go there, or just hit OK. So let's say I want to go to that verse, and I say go to, and it will actually take us to that chapter, and then it will actually scroll down to that verse that we clicked on. Also, then we have the search capability, and the search, you have the option to select where you want to search from. Let's say if you want to search for verses or appendices or both, or just one of them, you can select. And then you can select basically, whether from 3 modes, whether you want to search for the exact phrase. Let's say I want to say, the right, and I want to search for the right. So if I say the exact phrase, it's going to show me the verses that include the term the right in the sentence. If I say all the words, then it's going to look for words that have the and right in the same verse, but not exactly in the same way. And then you also have any words, which it will just look for either the or right, and it will show you those verses. So that's good, and it's helpful usually in situations where you need to remember which uh, which you don't remember the exact order in which something was exactly said. So similarly, we also have the other books, so which include, let's say, Quran, Hadith, and Islam, and I can browse down to read the rest of the book, and I can click on any of the chapters and go to those chapters, and so on. And then I also have like Submitter's Perspectives from the Messenger of the Covenant, and these are all PDFs, so you can look at the PDF content that way as well. So I'm gonna get out of there now, and then next thing we can see is we also can click here on the media item, and we have a list of videos and songs. So as you can see, we have a list of all these videos here, and I can click on any of these videos and play it, or I can also click on the songs and play one of the songs, and I can play it here. I can minimize it as well. In the meantime, go to different one and play it, and we'll replace it. Okay, I have the play pause buttons here, and then the next track and the previous track buttons as well. And that's it. And same way, then we have a few other options in the app, and one of them is number 19 calculator, and you can click on it and you can put in a number. I'm going to swipe this out and click on a number and see if this number is a multiple of 19 or not. So let's say if the number is not a multiple, we'll say it's not. If it's a multiple, you'll see it's a multiple of 19 and how many digits long it is. So you get that information. And then also another option that another big feature that's new in this application is that you'll be able to join the live Quran studies. Now, previously we had a different application for it, but we decided to combine it into the submission application now because it makes sense to have everything in one application. So you're going to click on join the Quran study, and you'll be presented with a sign-in screen, and it supports multiple sign-ins. You can either sign in with your username or email, or you can use any of your social login details to sign in. So you have sign in with Apple or Google, Facebook, or Twitter as well. So I'm going to try sign in, and I'm going to hit continue, and I can use my Face ID to sign in. And here you can see that I'm presented with the screen for the live studies. And I can also, you have a list of all the direct messages. You can send messages to other people as well directly that are using the app, or you can click on one of the channels and go to those channels. And you can see that you're able to chat with people as well, and on top you have the icon to connect. Now, if you are joining for the first time, you'll see there is for our live Quran studies, we have this ANZ channel and the global channel. ANZ channel is for the submitters who are in Australia and New Zealand, and the global channel is for anybody in other countries. And so the first time that you'll try to go to global channel, you'll see, first of all, you'll see the introduction, the description of the channel with an icon. And then at the bottom of that, you can see there is a list of the study times for your location. So it's going to tell you exactly what days you're going to have the study and what are the timings. And then also you have the request access button. So if you're joining for the first time, you'll click on the request access button, and then we'll get notified that there has been a request by this user to join, and then basically one of the moderators will go in and give you access, and basically that's pretty much it. And so this would be the global channel, which we will go to, and then just click on the camera icon to join the study, and you'll be logged in. Also, once you install the app and your access is approved, you'll receive a notification 15 minutes before the study starts that the study is about to start, and then when the study starts, you'll get a call to join. Likewise, you can also click on this button and message other users. And so if I've had direct messaged anybody, you could see basically their information there as well. And you can connect with them and chat with them. And that's pretty much it. So that's the live studies feature. And so basically, if you join the live studies, the general channel doesn't require any approval, but the general chat room is not for the live studies, but it has the same features as the live studies. So let's say if I want to start a call, I will click on the camera icon and will basically join me into the video. Ask the camera permission, obviously, and the microphone, and then I will be in the call, and that's pretty much it. So thank you all for watching this, and I look forward to seeing you using the app. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Bye.